The physical needs are not fulfilled, you are occupied with working to fulfill them. शांति से कुछ ना कुछ काम करते रहेंगे. When your physical needs are easily fulfilled, then you are available to feel the problem that belongs to you. Till then, you are available to feel the problem of physical need. Once the physical needs are fulfilled, then you really see the problem. That problem is yours, not body. That is your problem. Therefore, the problem, the real problem of incompleteness is felt by the self. In the light of that need for completeness, judge everything. That is what is called pariksha. And that creates vairagyam. The next mantra will see it. We will continue it. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Tat Sati Hanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejas Vinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Shruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritam Vande So we were doing so this is the Vastu, Karma and the Upasanas. So the various Karmas and the Upasanas, they are meant to give us various fruits within creation. Various lokas, Pitriloka, Devaloka, ityadi. But for the person who is already prepared for knowledge, the one who has understood the possibilities within creation, what are the things that one can achieve and enjoy in this creation. So for that person, only Brahma Vidya, he has got Adhikara only in Brahma Vidya. For a Viveki, Adhikara is in Brahma Vidya. And a person who is not a Viveki, who has not yet really understood the limitations of the things, for him the Adhikara is in Karma or Upasana. He has no Adhikara in Brahma Vidya, he has Adhikara only in Karma and Upasana. If he has not yet understood what this world can give man, what these objects can give man, maximum. Just a few pleasures, few comforts, few feelings of elation. You feel elated. That feeling you can't keep it intact. It's very interesting if sometimes you try, sometimes you feel very happy. One fine morning, for no reason, you feel very happy. Whatever may be the reason, there may be unknown reason, but it takes place in your mind. But please keep it. Is it in your hand? Can you keep that feeling? If you can keep a feeling of happiness, then there will be no problem. You can always keep it the whole day, next day, whole life. You can keep an object in the house, but you can't keep a feeling in the mind. If that is possible, there will be no problem. Even the best feelings have their death. They just die. They die, become zero. Therefore, in this creation, there is really nothing which can make man completely fulfilled. Therefore, the one who has understood the limitations of all these things, for him, where is the Adhikara? In Brahma Vidya. That is being said, Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedamayat A Brahmana gains Vairagyam having understood the limitation of all pleasures. The limitation of a thing is understood only when you judge it against what you want. Everything is limited only when what I want is unlimited. Is it not? What I want, everything is inadequate. A thing becomes inadequate to me only when what I want is the unlimited. Supposing if what I want is limited, then what I get is also limited, then there is no limitation. Means it is enough. What I want is, supposing I have a given amount of hunger, limited amount of hunger I have, then I get the food that appeases that hunger. Now that food that I get, which appeases my hunger, is it limited or unlimited? It appeases my hunger. How can it be limited? It is unlimited. Means what? It is not inadequate, it is adequate. Adequate. Is it not? When is the food inadequate to me? When my hunger is more than the food that you have given me is only little, but my hunger is too big. When the hunger is greater than the object, the food, then the food is called limited. Food is limited. When my thirst is more than the water that is available, then the water is limited. Similarly, every pleasure becomes limited when my desire is more, when my need is for more. That means every pleasure proves itself to be limited in this world, which means what we want is the unlimited. The unlimited means something which is not in any object, because every object gives us only limited. Thus, having understood the limitation of all pleasures, nirvedamayat brahmanaha, nasti akritaha kritena. And also, one should not only understand the limitation of a pleasure, one should also understand that what is not limited is not a creation. Pleasure is a creation in my mind. Happiness is a creation. Every sense contact brings about a pleasure. I see and there is a pleasure. I hear and there is a pleasure. I taste and there is a pleasure. I touch and there is a pleasure. I smell, there is a pleasure. That means all pleasures are born. Is it not? All pleasures are born. Is there a pleasure that is not born? Yes, Swamiji. Sometimes, even when I don't open my eyes, I feel very happy. I don't hear, I feel very happy. You may be remembering. There are many people who remember and feel happy. When you can't see and be happy, there is no object, then what do? You remember the previous pleasures and feel happy. It was so nice. Sometimes you remember the pleasure and feel happy, or sometimes you remember pain and feel happy. Man lives in memory mostly. So some pleasant memories make you happy. Okay? Now, that means without perception and without memory, you can't have pleasure, you can't have pain. Think of pleasure without perception, pain without perception, pleasure without memory, pain without memory. Think of no perception, let there be no perception and no memory. What is there? Imagine absence of perception, absence of memory. You will be absolute. In sleep, no perception and no memory. In death, no perception and no memory. Is it not? All that has to disappear is what? Perception and memory. And both are snappable. Understand? Both can snap. Perception is not something that cannot be snapped. Perception is not something that cannot snap. Memory is not something that cannot snap. Perception can snap. Memory can snap. That is what you call sleep or death. Is it not? Therefore now one's entire individuality, one's own individuality, you say I am so and so. When you say I am so and so, it is just nothing but perception and memory. And the moment perception is gone, memory is gone, your individuality is gone. In sleep, what is negated is perception and memory. Minus perception and memory, there is negation of individuality. You stand as absolute. Please understand now. Therefore, one stands absolute. Therefore, what is creation? All pleasures are born of. When there is perception, when there is memory, there can be individuality, there can be pleasure, there can be pain. Minus perception and memory, there cannot be pleasures and pains. Therefore, all pleasures and pains are born of perception and memory. Now, and anything that is born of perception and memory is limited. And what is not limited should not be born of perception. A creation. Every pleasure is a creation from perception. Every pleasure is a creation from perception or a creation from memory. You perceive and feel happy, or you remember and feel happy. Perception means what? Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling. You have to understand what I am saying. There is no problem at all. You can understand very easily. What Shastra teaches is not beyond one's grasp. It is just really within one's grasp. Therefore now, anything that is created, the pleasures are all born of perception and memory, and they are all proved to be limited. And therefore what is not limited should not be a creation from perception and memory. That is why nasti akritaha kritena. Nasti akritaha. What we call the unlimited is akritaha, the uncreated. Nasti is not. Kritena, through karma. That means the karma cannot bring about the unlimited. Our karma can bring about a pleasure. Our karma can bring about an object. Are you able to follow? Forget about the text. You can see and listen. See, man does an action. What does it produce? Man does an action. Action produces what? Some phalam. And that phalam is always in the form of an object. And that object, what does it create? Pleasure. Therefore, ultimately, every action produces a pleasure. Karma brings about a pleasure. If it is done properly, if it is done wrongly, pain. अगर कुछ ना करता तो ठीक होता. It is better not to do a thing than do wrongly. Because if you don't do anything, neither pleasure nor pain. But if you do it wrongly, it will be pain. It will be pain. Adverse effect. If you do it wrongly, adverse effects. Therefore now here what Bhagavan is telling is that a seeker has to understand not only the limitation of a pleasure, but also understand that what is not limited cannot be created by any action. It is not born of objects. Pleasures are born of objects, and all of them are limited because objects themselves are limited. But what you want is unlimited. That is why you look upon everything as limited. You are all the time dissatisfied. Why? Because what you want is one thing and what you get is totally different. Therefore dissatisfaction is a contradiction. It is a contradiction. And facing a contradiction is itself what is called unhappiness. There is no agreement between what you want and what you get. There is no agreement at all. Never once you get agreement in life. There is no agreement even for a moment. We think we get agreement, we don't get agreement. Even if the whole world agrees, still you are facing disagreement. Even if you get the best pleasures, ultimately what do you say? You are tired. Cannot the best pleasures tire a person? They tire a person. Something goes wrong, again the same. When you get a pleasure newly, then you feel, great. And afterwards, same thing. Same thing. For a rich man, what is a million? A million can excite a poor man, but what is a million to a rich man who already has so many millions? It doesn't mean anything. That means what? Anything in this world, between what I want and what I get, anything from this world, anything that I get, between that and what I want, there is a disagreement. That constant disagreement is what is called constant dissatisfaction. Therefore, what I want is unlimited and that cannot be born of objects. Nasti akritaha kritena. What you want cannot be brought about through objects, through perception. Then if what I want cannot be created, then what should I do? Then stop creating. Stop creating means what? Don't try to extract what you want from the objects. We are trying to extract from the objects. Extract what I want. What you want cannot be extracted from the objects, extracted from the pleasures, cannot be extracted from the objects. You really try to extract what you want from all over the world, even from the best things. What you get is only लिमिटेड. पूरा दुनिया को भी निचोड़ने से, निचोड़ना मीन्स निचोड़ना, you squeeze the whole universe, what you get is only a pleasure which is too limited in relation to what you want. And therefore here Bhagavan says, if what you want is unlimited, that you don't look for in the objects. Don't look for it in the objects. Then what is it? Tad vijnanartham. It is a matter for understanding. Tat vijnanartham. For understanding that unlimited nature of yourself. Because that you want the unlimited. That unlimited thing that every jiva looks for. That peace that one looks for. That eternity that one looks for. That total relaxation that one looks for. One craves for that relaxation. That undisturbed relaxation. Undisturbed peace. Undisturbable peace. Not only undisturbed, undisturbable peace. Absolute peace. That peace every jiva craves for. That is the only thing that jiva craves for. That peace is not to be found in any object, and therefore that is one's own nature, therefore that has to be discovered, that has to be understood. Tad vijnanartham. It is a matter for understanding. Now if it is a matter for understanding, that peace, that freedom, that eternity, being the essential nature of oneself, needs to be understood, and in order to understand it, what should one do? Bhagavan says, a guru mevapi gachet, and let one go to a guru, a teacher. Because if already one is what one is seeking, that peace is oneself. One is already what one is seeking, but one doesn't know that one is already that. It is self-ignorance. I am indeed my own goal. The goal that I seek is not away from me. The goal that I seek is my own nature. This fact is not known, and somebody has to communicate it. Therefore, sa guru meva abhigachet. You see, one thing. Where there is ignorance about other things, this is the general principle, please. Try to imbibe, try to grasp this vision. Where I have ignorance about things other than myself. There I don't need the help of anybody. Through trial and error methods, I can know. All the science that we have today is what? Is all Sampradayam? Is it some Guru Shishya Sampradaya? Purane Jamane mein kuch log, rishi log the. They all knew the science and they went on communicating this science, and then we have got our science till now. ऐसा होता है? What is science? Is all Sampradayikam? Is it all really each individual stumbled upon a fact? Each one discovered something. That means what? Anything, if I have ignorance about other things, I can always understand it by trial and error. I can always understand. My probe, independent probe can lead me to knowledge. Independent inquiry can lead me. Every scientist is a prober. What does a scientist do? He keeps on analyzing things because things are before me. Whatever is before me, I can probe and understand. Whatever is before me, I can probe and understand. Therefore, I can independently understand things other than me, but I can never understand myself if there is ignorance about myself. Self-ignorance cannot be destroyed independently, but ignorance about the things can be destroyed independently. I can independently probe and destroy ignorance about things, but self-ignorance cannot be destroyed independently. Why? This is a big question. Why not? Why can't one destroy self-ignorance without going to a teacher? You need not go to a teacher, I can go on inquiry. Like I can probe into the objects, one can also probe into oneself. This is generally accepted, opinion all over the world. Self-inquiry, self-inquiry. So, self-inquiry is good. But then independent self-inquiry does not lead to self-knowledge. Why? Because one does not even know that one is an individual due to self-ignorance and self-error. What is the nature of the problem? Why one is an individual? This is not known. That one is basically free, that one is indeed Brahman basically, one is eternal, one is free, one is Jagat Karanam. For want of that knowledge, one is a Jiva. This is not known. Independent probe may lead to concept about the self, not knowledge about the self. Is it clear? Independent inquiry, independent self-inquiry can lead to various concepts about the self. And every concept is a subjective concept, and a concept after all is also a thought, is it not? A concept is a thought, and that is a part of one's own individuality. Like thoughts are a part of your individuality, emotions are a part of your individuality, your concepts also are a part of your individuality, and therefore a concept entertained by an individual cannot destroy the individuality, the limitation. A thought entertained by myself cannot dismiss the individuality. Like even a dream thought cannot eliminate the dream itself. A thought entertained by the dreamer. Within the dream you entertain a dream thought. There is a dream thought. There is a dream thought. A dream thought is a part of the dream. A dream emotion is a part of dream. A dream concept also is a part of dream. Within the dream, you entertain concepts. You study Vedanta there also, and you entertain a lot of concepts about yourself. But those concepts also are a part of dream. So is not a solution. a concept within dream is not a solution to the dream, please. Is it clear? A concept within dream, a theory within dream is not going to be a solution to the dream. Similarly, in the waking also, if the waker has concepts about himself, those concepts themselves are a part of the waking, Bhranti, therefore it's not going to be a solution. Vedanta does not make you entertain concepts about you, it wakes you up. It wakes you up. Like how you are woken up from the dream, somebody comes and wakes you up. How somebody wakes you up from the dream. Similarly, Vedanta wakes you up from the waking. What wakes you up from the waking is not a part of waking. What wakes you up from the waking is not a part of the waking in the sense, it is not a itself a part, is not a part of a problem, it is a solution. Vedanta is not a given concept that you entertain about yourself. Vedanta is just really waking you up about yourself, wakes you up to your own essential nature of being ever free. Therefore, Vedanta has to communicate you. Therefore, independent inquiry is not going to lead you anywhere. You have to come to the Shastra Pramanam. And Shastra Pramanam does not communicate itself. And therefore it needs to be taught. Therefore Guru is necessary. And Guru simply means what? The one who teaches. Guru does not mean anything else but teach. There is nothing mystical about a Guru. Because in our tradition we have got really so many problems. A Guru means, we make him a Devata first. Any Guru who is willing to be a Devata will have problems in time. How does a person, there is a shloka, very beautiful shloka, whose meaning is like this. If Bhagavan wants to destroy a person, then make him proud. If Bhagavan wants to destroy a person, then he will make him proud. Put him on an altar, on a big pedestal. How do you destroy a person? Put him on a pedestal, finished. As long as he is on the ground, fine. If you want to finish a man, put him on a pedestal. Having put him on a pedestal and then pull him out, finished, he is finished, is it not? Similarly, a Guru also, you make him first a Devata and then say he is not good, he is like this, he also becomes angry, he also wants things, he wants food, and he also wants sleep, and he wants this, he wants that, he goes by car and all that. That means what? You first look upon him as a Devata who has to fly, and he should live without food. Because Devata, Devatas don't eat, Devatas don't drink, Devata doesn't feel hot, doesn't feel cold. Therefore you make him a Devata and imagine that he should have no problems of our problems he should not have. And if he does have, then we say, become critical. हमें ये ठीक नहीं है. He also has this, he also has that. Who told you that he is a Devata first? That is all because our people first are too hasty. About a person we conclude so fast. We put him on a pedestal right away and also pull him out right away. एक दिन pedestal, दूसरा दिन down. Therefore, a traditional teacher is not available for that. A teacher simply means what? He is like anybody else who knows what you don't know. There is some knowledge in him, and that knowledge he communicates. Not that really he is mystical. He doesn't mystical. Like when you go to a physics teacher, what does he do? He just gives you the knowledge of physics which you don't have. Full stop. Similarly, a Vedantic teacher just tells you something about you which you don't know. That is called Guru. Guru meva vigachet. Let one go to Guru. Samit panihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Let one go to a teacher with Samit panihi, means with lot of Shraddha. Shrotriyam Brahmanishta. And the teacher has to be a Shrotriya and Brahmanishta. All pleasures being limited, the world is not a solution to my problem, because what I want is unlimited, and that unlimited is not in the objects, and it is a part of myself, it is myself, and that needs to be understood, and to understand it I have to go to Shastram, and Shastra means a Guru, and Guru means he should be a Shrotriya and Brahmanishta. Means he must be able to handle the Shruti. If he says, I will teach you the truth but without Shastram, then he is not a Guru. If this particular principle is followed in our country, a lot of mysticism will go. Our tradition will be much better. A person who teaches must teach through Vedanta. He should not teach from himself. Otherwise, there are so many sects, there are so many schools coming, because each one has got his own school. Supposing if every teacher follows Vedanta and teaches what Vedanta teaches, there will be no problem. Therefore, Shrotriyaha means what? He should be able to handle Shruti and communicate what the Shruti communicates. And Brahmanishtam, and he should know what the Shruti says. He should have the knowledge of the Shruti, and he should know the Vastu that is communicated by Shruti. I should be able to communicate the Vastu, and that communication of the Vastu should be through the Shruti, not independent of the Shruti. It's not possible, in fact. So Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Shrotriya means the one who can handle the Shruti. Brahmanishtam means the one who knows the Vastu. Is it clear? Do you really follow these two words? A person may be a Shrotriyaha. A person may be a Shrotriyaha means he knows the Shruti, but he may not know the Vastu, the truth. It's possible. It's possible to know the Shruti. He knows by heart the entire Upanishad. He knows the whole Gita. He knows the whole Vedanta. But yet he may not know the fact himself. The subject matter of Vedanta is what? Oneself. You are the subject matter. Therefore, one may not know oneself, but one may be able to know and read and explain all the mantras. It is possible to explain the whole Shruti without knowing oneself. I am telling you, this is the truth. It is possible to handle the Shruti most dexterously without knowing the truth of it, without ever knowing the self. It's possible. That means it's possible to be a Shrotriya without being Brahmanishtaha. But it is not possible to be a Brahmanishtaha without being Shrotriya. This equation, remember. It's possible to be a Shrotriyaha without Brahmanishtaha, but it is not possible to be Brahmanishta without being Shrotriya. One who has eyes may not see, but one who sees has the eyes. You have the eyes and you may keep it closed. I have the eyes but I may not see. Is it not? I have the sight but I have not seen. I may have the sight but still I may not have seen a given thing. Sometimes there are many things in your own drawing room, but sometimes you miss it for the whole life. In fact, I did like this. I go to Bharati Vidya Bhavan every day. And there is such a beautiful tree. For 10 years I had never looked up and seen. I just didn't get down and go inside, go out, go inside, go out. Then one day I went there a little earlier, and then I was just looking here and there. It's a huge tree, most beautiful tree. I was wondering, how did I miss it? So shady tree. It's possible, I may have the sight, may not have seen. But if I see, it means I have the eyes. Similarly, one who is a Brahmanishtaha has the pramanam Shrotriyaha. Without being a Shrotriyaha, Shruti is like the eyes. He is like the eyes. The one who is a Brahmanishtaha must necessarily be Shrotriyaha. But a person may be a Shrotriyaha without Brahmanishtaha. But here Shankara says one must go to a, Shruti says one should go to a teacher who can handle the Shruti and who knows the Vastu of the Shruti. Ityat iti atharvanecha. Thus it is in the Atharva Veda, in Mundaka Upanishad it is said, thus for a person who is a Viveki, the one who is a Viveki, for him the Adhikara is in Brahma Vidya. The one who has not yet understood the limitation of things, for him Adhikara is in Karma. For the one who has understood the limitation of things, for him the Adhikara is in Brahma Vidya. Evam hi, is prakar, Viraktasya, the one who has become Virakta. You know, Virakti means, Virakti is just really, you are fed up. You are really fed up, as it were, with the things. It is just like, a cup of poison is there. And then what is this thing? What is your attitude towards it? A cup of poison, somebody says, please take it. Very nice cup of, it's very beautiful, it's milk all right. Or it may be some sweet dish, but a dash of poison in it. It is a sweet dish, but a dash of poison in it. Then, because of that poison, you have virakti for the sweet dish. I don't want the sweet dish because in it is implied something else. Able to follow? We can't have virakti for poison because there is no rakti in the first place. There is no rakti in the first place. Rakti means, desire for it. The question of detachment arises only when there is a possibility of attachment. For the poison, I don't have attachment at all. Attachment is possible only with the sweet dish. But I don't have the rakti. I don't have the attraction towards the sweet dish because of the poison in it. Poison in it. Similarly, one loses the attraction for everything because in every pleasure there is a dash of poison. In the sense, it doesn't fulfill, it doesn't solve my problem. That it doesn't solve my problem, in fact, that it only makes me postpone the problem. And as something that causes postponement is more a hindrance. Is it not? It is a distraction. Like if you want to reach Badri, on the way there could be distractions, and therefore every pleasure is a distraction. Every distraction is a distraction from the pursuit of knowledge. Therefore, getting lost in the pleasures ultimately means postponing the solution. Thus, the one who has virakti from the pleasures, virakti from the things, virakti from everything in the creation. Evam hi viraktasya, for him, for such an individual, pratyagatma vishayam, about pratyagatma, about oneself, vijnanam, knowledge. Pratyagatma vijnanam means the knowledge about oneself. A person who is viraktaha, he is only fit for knowledge. He is not fit for anything. That is why when somebody, if he is a viraktaha, don't complain against him because he is not fit for anything. When a person comes to Vedanta classes, because he is interested only in Vedanta, he has lost interest in other things. Losing interest does not mean just losing interest. Losing interest means understanding their limitations. It has no value at all. It is being wiser, becoming thoughtful. Without being thoughtful, you can't lose interest in a thing. To lose interest means to become thoughtful. Till yesterday it was attracting me, today it doesn't attract me means what? I have become more thoughtful. I have grown out of it. Without growing out of it, you cannot be but attracted to it. And a jiva does grow out of things. Every jiva does grow out of things at different times. Therefore, now a person comes to the classes because he has grown out of everything. and then he is not interested in going to the office. Sometimes it does happen, loses interest. He doesn't have that kind of ambition for money, ambition for this, ambition for that. All ambitions are all gone. Then people say, क्या हो गया वेदांत पढ़ के, पहले थोड़ा काम करते थे, आजकल वो भी नहीं करते हैं. Now don't complain. Why? Because a person, when he becomes virakta, definitely loses interest. But he is not lazy, because he is interested in something else. He has lost interest in one thing and got interest in something else. Therefore, it is not a loss. Supposing a person loses interest and becomes lazy, then it is a problem. But he has got interest in Vedanta. Therefore, pratyegatma vishayam vijnanam, shrotum, to listen about oneself, mantum, to reflect about oneself, vijnatum, to know about oneself. To listen about oneself, to reflect about oneself, and to understand oneself, cha samarthyam upapadyate, has the capacity. Samarthyam means what? Capacity. This virakti itself enables you. This virakti, viraga, vairagyam itself enables you to study, to reflect and to understand. Why virakti enables you? Because virakti means all leisure within, all peace within, all relaxation, all peace within. You are a peaceful person. As a peaceful person, as relaxed person, you are able to listen, you are able to reflect, able to understand. You are able to commit yourself to knowledge. Is it clear? Therefore, what is the strength of a Sika? What is the strength of a Sika? Vairagyam is the strength of the Sika. Vairagyam. Vairagyam is the strength of the Sika. It is a Vairagyam that creates the strength to understand. Without Vairagyam, there is no strength. It is not strength means what? Like, what is the strength of a businessman? What is the strength of a businessman? How does he become successful? His own ambition is the strength. What drives him? What drives him? Ambition drives him. Minus ambition, he will not go to the office in time. And then many days he won't go. And then kuch loss ho jaye to koi baat nahi. That means what is not good for business. And there are many people who are unhappy because they are not made for that. They are not made for that. And they struggle the whole life. And when they reach 50, 55, they really leave everything and go to Rishikesh somewhere. Then they discover I am not. It takes 15, 20 years to discover they have been doing something which is not for them. Therefore now, just as ambition is the strength of a person in the world, similarly Vairagyam is the strength of a Sika. Vairagyam is the strength of a Sika. Therefore samarthyam upapadyate, na anyatha, not otherwise. Without the Vairagyam, one has the strength to listen and think and understand. Without Vairagyam, not possible. Without Vairagyam, not possible. You cannot have the same love for pleasures as well as for knowledge. If you love pleasures, you can't love reflection, because you will be thinking about only pleasures, thinking about money, thinking about this, thinking about that. Not possible. It's a contradiction. Nanyatha. Etasmacha, because of this reason. Pratyegatma Brahma Vijnanat. From this Brahma Vijnanam. Etasmat means from this. Pratyegatma Brahma Vijnanat. From this knowledge that Pratyegatma is Brahman. From this knowledge that Atma is Brahman. All that is to be discovered is oneself as Brahman. I am not a limited self. I am the self that is the truth of everything. I am absolute self. That the Pratyegatma is Brahman. You know this word Pratyak? Pratyak means the unobjectifiable self. The subject ityartha. Pratyak means what? The subject. Me. The subject, the me, is Brahman. Iti vijnanatu, from this knowledge, what happens? Sansara bijam ajnanam. The cause of all our sansara. Sansara bijam ajnanam, the cause of all our sansara. Sansara means sorrow. Sansara means to be a jiva. Helplessness. I am born and I will not be there afterwards. I am limited, helpless jivatvam is called sansara. Sansara bijam ajnanam, kama karma pravrutti karanam. And this is the cause of our desire, our struggle, karma, and also the various pravrittis. It is something that is the cause of all our desires, and that is the cause of all our struggles. And that is called ignorance, self-ignorance. Self-ignorance is the cause of sorrow. Self-ignorance itself is the cause of all struggles. That ignorance, in knowledge, that ignorance goes away. Means what? That situation of being self-ignorant is gone. Karanam aseshataha, completely nivartate is gone. Means Bhranti is gone ityartha. Bhranti is gone. There is a Bhranti that I am a Sansari. That Bhranti is gone. How do you say that ignorance is gone? Is there a pramanam? He says yes. Our Upanishad Shruti itself says, in knowing oneself, the Bhranti about oneself is gone. Said tatra ko mohaha mohaka shokaha. Tatra means, in that knowledge. In the knowledge of Atma as Brahma is called tatra, there. Kaha mohaha, ko moha.